I love your laughs. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. A dream is right. A dream is right. This first poem, Sarah requested, so this is for you. Woo! In the dream in which I am a widow. I have carried a portion of your ashes overseas to the Spanish statue of the falling angel. Its snake of stone wrapped twice around one leg's ankle and coiled around the thigh of the other. Stone jaw unhinged and reaching for the humanesque hand. We live, remember, briefly, near it. One wing arcs up in the sky, erecting an honest steeple. One that points not straight, but upward and curving, as faith goes back to earth. I've scattered part of what you were from the mouth of my black jacket sleeve onto the field across, watched over by tall and leaning trees, the field from which you returned to me so many nights, cold as ice and glowing, your socks full of grass. I heard the door open, blessed the opening, blessed the stench you brought inside our home, blood tangled in the hair on your shin, bits of another man's flesh in your cleats. I was curious about this forbidden, felt language. I rubbed my thumbs into your muscles, the salt of you softening as it entered me. You were a wonder with your bones and skin on. You focused your violence with a pipette's precision, and it never spilled in my direction, never though I lapped at its opening, determined to get a taste from the source. Years before we went north, before your bed was my bed, there was a garden in the south we snuck to, where spring made us a headboard of heady jessamine, a poisonous vine's scent sweet, aneurysmal sweet, swelling our brains against our skulls. I remember, even in that giddy upward state, I always knew truth was somewhere not in that sweetness. Now I've made of you a figure always falling. What sort of monster does this make me? I just a few days ago scattered a family member's ashes, so that poem feels different to me now. It has like a hidden layer. This is also my first in-person reading in forever, and my first in-person reading since like the book was picked up, and on the heels of this just like dreamy weekend with these beloved, beautiful, brilliant poets and people, and being with Atul Adnan's art yesterday. It's just I can't think of a more special context to read again. All right. All right. Okay. This poem's called Intro to Theater. I can remember one particular time in her grandparents' attic. Her legs, slightly older than mine, shaved amphibian smooth. Her breath around my face like an evaporated puddle. Naked or almost, in semi-darkness, her blue eyes dusk. We wouldn't allow our mouths to touch. She'd hold her hand over mine and tongue her own knuckles. Each time was the last time until the real last time, which felt more like a beginning. Earth on the third day, alluvium, swamp lily, wax myrtle, rose mallow. Adam would kiss me in a similar way not long after, as part of the school play, using his thumb to make a barrier between our lips, and all our classmates would watch us. I was bleeding from my center. I remember the moment his hand made contact with my face, risking to smear a forgettable line's blue ink on my cheek. So much time passed between the kiss and the ending. I remember thinking it seemed like the applause was for our deaths.
Oh, Lord. Oh my God.
Okay, one more poem. This one's called The Mentor.
Oh, yes. I love it so fucking good. Yo, no, the support
in this room. Okay. The poems are so dark, I feel like I have to like be Jekyll and Hyde. I'm like, ha ha, and now. The Mentor. He carved faces into the dead parts of cedars. He wore a belt of chisels around his waist. To determine where they were dead, he took a leafless limb, followed it like thread back to its spool, down the corresponding strip of trunk. In the middle of those woods, where the ground sloped into a large bowl, mist often got trapped, parted at our calves. We walked together for a long time, and as we walked, he traced what I said back to my left breast, down to the tender hole where I was once attached to my mother until I went silent. Then he braced my back against a tree. He took out a chisel and kneeled. You ask when I stopped shouting everything and started keeping language close to my mouth, as if I were reading to a match that had to last my life. Well, it was not that day. That was much later, after the trees had all been cleared and the earth leveled. When I stopped begging to be believed and started telling the truth, no man was there. I have the immense honor now